You ever look at some leaders and just think, wow, they just get it? Today, we're going to dig into their secret weapon, empathy. And trust me, it's not just some fluffy, soft skill. It's the absolute key to unlocking real, lasting success. I mean, you've been there, right? You've got the perfect data, the strategy is absolutely rock solid, and then crickets. The launch just falls flat. There's this huge disconnect, like a missing piece of the puzzle. So what's going on? Well, I can tell you where that missing piece isn't. It's not hiding in your spreadsheets. The real answer, it lies way beyond all that surface level data. It's in the human element, the very thing we so often forget to look at. And look, let's be real here. We all love those nice, neat, quantifiable metrics. Click-through rates, quarterly reports, all that stuff. They're clean, they're easy to put in a presentation, but they almost never tell the whole story, do they? They miss the human experience. Okay, so this slide really breaks it down. On one hand, you have traditional data. That's just the tip of the iceberg, right? It tells you what people are doing. But on the other hand, you have empathetic insight. And that's where you dive deep below the surface. That's where you get to the why, the unspoken needs, what's really motivating people, the challenges they're not talking about. That's where the gold is. So the big question is, how do we actually get to that deeper level of understanding? Well, it all starts by totally reframing how we think about empathy. It's time to stop thinking of it as just some soft skill. We need to start seeing it for what it truly is, a powerful strategic leadership tool. I'd even call it a superpower. And let's get something straight right now. This isn't about sympathy. They're totally different things. When we talk about empathy and leadership, we're talking about an active ability. It's about consciously, deliberately stepping into someone else's perspective to truly understand their world. What are their needs? What drives them? What are their biggest frustrations? And that is why this is such a game changer. Think about it. When you lead with empathy, you stop making decisions for people. Instead, you start making them with people, with their reality in mind. All of your choices suddenly become grounded in actual, real-world human needs. Okay, so we keep talking about understanding people and stakeholders, but who are we actually talking about here? Who do we need to connect with? The short answer is pretty much everyone. This isn't just a tool for your marketing department to understand customers. No way. It's about understanding your own colleagues, building real trust with your partners. Empathy is kind of like this universal lens that can totally transform every single professional relationship you have. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Well, the really good news here is that empathy isn't some magical trait you're either born with or you're not. It's a skill, it's a practice, it's something you can work on and get better at. And this point is so important. This is not a passive feeling. You can't just sit back and hope empathy happens to you. It's an active process. It's a journey of intentionally trying to understand. So what does this practice look like? You can really break it down into 3 key steps. First, it's about empathetic listening. I mean, really listening. Hearing not just the words people are saying, but also what they're not saying. Step 2 is perspective taking, actively trying to imagine their world, their emotions, their experiences. And then finally, you uncover the insights. Once you're in that different viewpoint, that's when you can spot the true pain points and the hidden opportunities that nobody else sees. And, when you really commit to this practice, the results are, well, they're transformational. So let's talk about the payoff. What are the real tangible benefits you get when you start leading with empathy? I mean, just imagine for a second. What happens when an entire team or even an entire organization starts operating from a place of genuine understanding? The impact it's huge, it's profound. It really comes down to 3 huge benefits. First off, you build genuine trust. Because when people feel seen and heard, trust just naturally follows. Second, collaboration just skyrockets. When team members actually understand each other's perspectives, creative problem solving goes through the roof. And finally, you start driving meaningful innovation. Why? Because you're finally solving the problems that actually matter. And all of this, all 3 of those benefits, they all lead to the one big core outcome, the ultimate goal here. It's making truly informed, human-centered decisions. You're no longer operating on assumptions. You're operating on real insight. And that means you're creating solutions that work because they connect with people on a deeply human level. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Think about your own world, your organization. Whether it's with your customers, your partners, or even your own team, what's that one unspoken need? That one important truth that's hiding just beneath the surface? And it's just waiting for an empathetic leader like you to come and discover it.